So I'm going to show you how to use One X. You can find your One X in your start menu under Avaya. It's called Avaya One X Agent. When it starts up, it takes a little bit of time. This box is going to pop up. All of your settings will already be configured. I'm going to be doing another video on how to show you how to do that later. So you simply hit OK. It's going to log you into your station. Then this box is going to pop up. This is already going to be configured as well. You do not ever have to enter a password when you sign into One X at all. So you simply hit login. You're going to hear those 3 beeps. So this is the main screen, we're going to call it, the main part of your phone. This over here is the dial pad. If it's not popped up, you simply click on this button down here and it's going to pop up. Most people use their keyboard. They don't press the numbers this way. They use their keyboard, so not a lot of people have this popped up. With One X, when you hover over everything, it tells you what it does. So this tells you that this is your contact list, this is your dial pad, this is the work log. Anything that you want to do, hover over it, it's going to tell you. So when an agent is logged in, it's going to have their number here, their 662 number, their ACD number, it's also called, and then their extension. To go available, they're going to click on this, which is change agent state. If they want to go into the queue to start taking calls, they will click on ready. To change into any aux codes, it's right here under auxiliary. We're going to go into training. You can see here that it shows you the aux that you're in. So again, you simply click up here. You can change it into coaching. So that's how you change your aux codes. You also have these buttons up here, which will already be set up. An associate will not have the remote logout, the service observe, or a voicemail. They will just have logout, release, and ACW. We have your contact list down here. When you want to add somebody to your contact list, you click on the plus button to add contact. You don't ever put anything in the first name line. You only put it in the last name. So I'm going to put my own name and number in here. I just tell everybody it doesn't matter where you put the phone number, so I always just do it in work. Notice that I'm not adding a 9 or a 1. You just have to do the area code and the number. Click OK. And then if I want to call that number, come down here, simply click on here. It says click to call, and it's calling my cell phone. It automatically adds the 9-1 for us.
Your call has been forwarded to.
If you want to get an open line, there's a couple ways to do that. There are a couple ways to do things in One X. There's 2 ways to make a call. You can click on this right here, which is your work option, called the drop down, and you're going to click initiate call. This lights up and you type in whatever number you're calling. So this is one way to make a call. Then I'm going to click on the phone to actually initiate the call. Again, notice I didn't have to put in 9-1. It added it itself. It's calling my cell phone.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging
very
system.
Important. You don't
3,
ever want
1,
to this button
7,
into the
8,
call.
3,
If you
2,
do, it takes
3,
forever.
9, 7, 4.
So instead, we simply hit release, which is up here. I'll show you that again. Actually, this time I'm going to show you how long it takes if we end it.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 3, 1, 7, 8, 3, 2, 3, 9, 7, 4 is not available. At the tone, please record your.
That's how long it took for that call to end. So if they are trying to get the customer over to the survey, that's why it's important to always end your calls with release. Don't ever use the end button. In fact, the only button that you're going to use over here is the hold button. So this first button, you click this, you can see that this call goes on hold, and there starts my timer. If I want to go back to the call, I simply click on this and it unholds the call for me. Now remember, you don't want to use this to end the call. You're always going to hit the release button. Watch how quick it ends the call when I use the release button. It's instant. So that's why we use the release instead of that button. Excuse me. For supervisors, we have the remote logout option. You simply are going to click that, and then you type in the 662 number of the associate that you want to log out. And you'll hear the beep, beep, beep. If you give a busy signal, then you either have the wrong number or you've hit the wrong number. It's that simple, just like you do it on site. Service observe. This is where you can listen to their calls. You can't see their screen, but you can listen to a call. I use this all the time when I'm MOD. If somebody says that they're having a hard time, or customers are having a hard time hearing them, then I will jump on real quick and listen to their call to see, what I can hear. You simply click the service observe button, and then you're going to click in their extension, which is the 113 number. And then voicemail works exactly the same as it does on site. You click this, and you're going to hear the answer.
Hello. To access your mailbox, press pound. To leave a message please enter your mailbox number.
So then simply you just follow the steps right there, and then you can retrieve your messages the same way. There are our system option button, which is right here. You have your agent preferences. This is a big way to troubleshoot One X. You want to have your playback set at about 80 and your record set at between 80 and 90. Make sure that the mute button is not selected, and then your ringing button you do want to have turned up, especially for associates. Make sure that none of these are checked. The only other thing we use over here is call handling. And this is, you want to have the first one unchecked, the second two checked, and then these down here checked as well. This is where you would do your voicemail greeting as well, but it will take you through those prompts under the voicemail button. So you're going to hit OK. Go back up here to system options. We have our system settings. The main screen, really the only screen that we use on here, is work handling. This is how you're going to make sure that your associate is getting their ACW time. So you click on advanced. For them, you want to make sure that the auto accept button is clicked and the auto end button is clicked. This is the only way they're going to have ACW time. And it's the only way they're going to have the whisper and all of that when the phone rings. For a supervisor, we have our set as manual accept, manual in, because there's no need for us to have the phone answer right away when we're MOD. So again, you can see when I go over here to advanced, if I click auto in, auto accept, back over here to basic, well, this should say 30 seconds right here under the timer period. That is for the ACW, but I'm just changing mine back to manual in. This is where their reason codes are, which should already be set up with your break, meal, coaching, training, meeting, system issues, all of that. If this looks any different, you can simply click on one of these and get rid of it. We sometimes have a setup, and we can't figure out why, but sometimes I forget what it's called, but we used to use it instead of ACW. It'll be on here. You can simply get rid of it by clicking this minus button down here, and it'll get rid of that. But everything else should be fine. Then you hit OK. So I showed you the address book. Oh, the work log. This is this is your work log button. Again, in One X, you hover over it, it's going to show you what it does. This is if numbers had called me, this is where they're going to see your numbers from the customers calling in. If you need to go back and grab a number that you missed in Siebel or whatever, that's the work log. Sometimes it'll have the customer's name, but it always has the number. Over here on your dial pad, we have our options. This is where you can select your favorite buttons. So again, for an associate only, all you want to have up there is log out, release, and ACW, which I'm not sure is, or after call, yes. So again, for an associate, you just have log out, release, and after call selected. And then that would, I'll put after call up there so you can see. It's going to pop up over here and over here. For a supervisor, we want to have log out, release, the remote log out, service observe, and then your voicemail. If you do not have the remote log out or the service observe option as a supervisor, then you would need to reach out to Mark Zaborowski or Seth Humphrey, and they can get that added for you pretty easily. Let's see. Oh, I was going to show you. Let me get that added in real quick. I'm going to show you that after call button again. After call button and then log out. Those are the last two things that I need to show you. So let's say that we're going to go back into our contact list and I'm going to call my cell phone. Okay, so I'm talking to the customer. You can see here's the timer countdown. Remember again, if you want to put them on hold, you click on hold call, start your timer. If you want to end the call, you're going to do that. When they hang up, it's automatically going to start a timer for them in ACW for that 30 seconds that they get. But you can also click after call so that when you release, it's going to automatically go into ACW. And you have your timer here. And again, so you have your favorite buttons over here and up here. Most people do not have this dial pad up though, so it's just going to be up here. This is what most people, most of them look like. So then when I want to go back in and get out of ACW, I'm going to click on ready to get back into the queue. Or if it's my break time, then I'm going to go into break. And again, here it shows you. The last thing I need to show you, and this is probably one of the most important things when it comes to One X, when you are done for the day, you want to hit log out and then release. So it logs you out of the queue and then it releases that call. And then you always, always, always exit the application. That's how quick it goes away. If you do not do those things, the next morning when you try to log on and use your One X, it's going to cause all kinds of issues. So again, here's your One X. It's loading. I'm going to show you one last time. You're not going to hit anything except for OK. Hit log in. Listen for those beeps. Then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to change into whatever I need to change into. I'm not going to hit ready because that's going to put me in the MOD queue. So let's say I'm going to go into coaching, and then here it starts. So at the end of the day, again, you're going to hit log out and then release and then close the application. And that's One X. I will send out videos. I'll be adding this video to the YouTube channel. I have documents that I will get to everybody as well, PowerPoints, things like that for the One X. And then I'm going to do another video on how to set up the One X as well. So thank you.